guys, welcome back to my channel. I am actually going to start in my bedroom today, which is something I don't do very often, but I wasn't feeling the best on this day and I figured I would at least make my bed, because every time I make my bed I just feel like I start to have a more productive day and I feel more accomplished for the day, as weird as that sounds. And I am not super particular about the way my bed is made. I know sometimes it bothers people if there's a wrinkle or two in the sheets, but I'm just kind of more practical, like, okay, it's done and it might not be perfect, but it's done. And just looking at it, it looks better. So I feel like that's all that really matters. But I'm sorry if it gives y'all like anxiety looking at some of the wrinkles or the way that I don't do the sheets perfectly. But for some reason, it just doesn't bother me. We always end up collecting the most random things underneath our bed. The other day there were 3 flip-flops and none of them matched together. I feel like I just want to blame it on my kids, but I mean there's really no telling who put it under there. But I do try to look under there fairly often, and we do run our little Roborock vacuum cleaner underneath. But in a second you're gonna see I use an attachment on my Shark vacuum cleaner that I haven't used before, and I think it's mainly supposed to just be used underneath like refrigerators and appliances and stuff, but I tested it out and it did suck up a few things. I was really mostly just testing it out. I didn't know if it would work or not. So I know I've mentioned before how Mark and I divvy up the laundry responsibility, but we had gone out of town a couple weekends before to the lake, and then we've just been really busy in the evening times, which I feel like is a good time for Mark to do laundry and for me because he's not working. And both of us had just fallen really behind, and Mark has been super busy with work. So I knew I needed to step in, mostly too because the kids put their laundry a lot of times in our laundry room downstairs. So, and that's the laundry that I'm quote unquote in charge of doing. So I just wanted to get caught up. We had a ton of clean laundry everywhere, and then clearly a ton of dirty laundry everywhere too. So I have a question for you guys. Are y'all hangers or folders? I know there's certain pieces of laundry that you really don't have a choice, but I can definitely say for me, I will hang anything that can be hung. So I hang all my swimsuits, I hang all of my shirts, my t-shirts, everything. The only thing that I don't hang are just like bumming around shorts and clearly my underwear and stuff. But I just remember growing up, my mom would always fold my dad's undershirts and t-shirts and stuff like that. But I think maybe for me, I probably did that for Mark for a little while just because it was what I was used to. But when we moved into especially this house and we have a bigger closet and I just feel like there's so much space to hang things up, I kind of felt like it was easier to do that. So that's just what I do, and it's easier to see what you have, in my opinion. know I've seen in the comments several of y'all asking how I sort laundry, because I know it probably looks like I just throw whatever I want to in the washing machine, but I actually do sort the laundry. I mean, typically I would do all my whites and then sometimes towels together, and then darker clothes, and then just clothes with any kind of color in them. But if I've washed clothes before and I know them well and they're not newer clothes, I'll mix and match them together in the washing machine, because I know that they don't shed or do anything weird or have color bleeding or anything like that. So I will never wash anything together that hasn't been washed together before. I'm definitely against like throwing towels in with pants that are going to show fuzz on them and stuff, if that makes sense. I don't know. But anyways, I wanted to move into our mudroom. This is an area that is super, super high traffic for us because it's the door that we come into, and it looks so much different hanging up there. There's no backpacks or anything. There's just our pool bag, and then you can barely see it, but there's masks hanging up. I got so nervous because the other day I was putting my camera on the tripod and I dropped it on the floor. I dropped it. And so when I just opened the door just then, I was so nervous that my tripod had started to fall over. So that was me like peeking around the corner looking at it. But anyways, the mudroom looks so different just because it's summertime, first of all, so we don't have the backpacks, but it's so weird to just see masks hanging in our mudroom. That's something I would never think that I would see in there. But I just wanted to go through the shoes really quickly. My kids' feet grow so fast, and I'm constantly passing shoes from one kid down to the next, or just giving them away. And I wanted to put their boots up and stuff because we're not going to wear those at all in the summertime. It just doesn't make sense to have them in their shoe bin. I've mentioned before how we are wanting to do something in this mudroom, and I've looked on Pinterest so much, and every time I leave Pinterest, I just feel more overwhelmed because this is a very small space. So we're obviously not just going to be able to do tons and tons of stuff, but I want to do something that just makes it feel different in here. So I was considering doing the board and batten that Mark and I did in Ava's room. I feel like that would look good. Or completely painting our mud bench black, but where the beadboard is, changing that into shiplap because I don't really love beadboard. At one point, I was considering painting the whole mudroom black, and then when Mark and I went live on our vlogging channel, a lot of you suggested to just paint the bottom half dark or just the top half dark and do board and batten with white on the other side. And I actually really love that idea too, but I would love to know any suggestions that y'all have to make this area different. I would love to just completely, like, y'all can see how small this area is. It's just this room right here. So I would love to completely transform it and make it look so different, and definitely at least paint the walls. I did not forget to plug in the steam mop or put the lid on, but I did need to add a little bit of water, so that's what I just did. But in my last video that I used this, I saw several of you asking which steam mop this is. So it's from Amazon. I will make sure to link it in the description box. But basically I just went on there and searched for steam mop, and I bought the cheapest one with the best reviews, and it does seem to work really, really well. I love that the pad on the bottom is removable, so you can just throw it in the washing machine, and for some reason it just makes my floors feel that much cleaner. And I still love my O Cedar Spin Mop and I use it all the time, but I've just been reaching for this one more lately.
I sat down by the ocean. It's that tears that I feel fill up with emotions. Could I taste them for real? Longing for you, oh, but I can't get back. What can I do, what can I do, oh, when your train is gone?
And now I'm going to move on to an area that I know I have never cleaned on my channel, because I'm not sure that I have ever pulled everything out and cleaned it in the 3.5 years we have lived here. So that's a little embarrassing, but it's just the truth, and I knew it was something that needed to be done. Side note, I do not love the drawer for the freezer. It just happened to be a refrigerator that was on major sale when we moved into the house, so we bought this one. And we had a freezer out in our garage for the longest time. We had it plugged in, and the main reason why I needed it was to store all of my breast milk. Well, we found out that for some reason having that plugged in the garage kept causing the wires or something to trip. And right before Mark and I left on our trip to Vegas a couple years ago, and I was trying to set up everything to have our kids watched for a week, our electricity went out in half of our house, and our fridge and freezer went out and all that. Anyways, it was crazy, and we had to have somebody come out, and basically they said we couldn't have anything plugged in our garage, which sounds ridiculous, but I have not been able to have a freezer in my garage ever since because I'm so scared of everything going out again. With the layout of the freezer, it is really hard to see all of the foods that are in there. So unfortunately, there were a few things that had expired that I needed to get rid of. And I did just end up mixing a lot of the frozen chicken together because it didn't expire for a really long time. And I put it back in the freezer the best way I could to make it where we could try to see everything so we can actually eat them and no food goes to waste. But one of these days, I would love to get a freezer that has a little bit better of a setup, or just, have a freezer in our garage. We did have somebody come out one time, and the way that he talked about having to fix it was going to cost so much money. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like we just have really bad luck when it comes to that. Honestly, the Vegas trip that I was talking about, everything was stacked up against us before then. We did this huge, several $100 Walmart pickup order for groceries, and they texted us that morning before we left and said that everything was canceled because something with their system had shut down. So Mark had to go at 11 o'clock at night and buy $400 or $500 worth of groceries to last our kids for the week while we were in Vegas. So anyways, there were so many things that happened to where we should not have gone on that trip, but we did, and it ended up being the most fun trip we have ever been on. Now it is after dinner time and I just wanted to get things cleaned up. I was trying to get a fly. You guys, if y'all know me, I am not a bug smusher. In fact, I will trap and let out almost any bug in our home, except for scary looking spiders. I don't mind for 1 second smushing those in half, but I typically try to let flies out. In fact, another video that I've already filmed shows me letting a fly out. I don't like to hurt anything, even insects. But this fly had been harassing me all day, and honestly, it was about to get smushed. I still didn't get it though, so it's still flying around somewhere in our house. But anyways, I just wanted to clean up after dinner time. I have really enjoyed my evenings of getting stuff cleaned up before I go to bed, so the next morning I wake up and my at least kitchen and living room is clean. It makes the day go so much better. Actually, I feel like my kids are happier in the morning. I feel like when our house is messy, they fight more. I don't know, maybe I'm alone in that, but that is completely how I feel, so it has motivated me to clean up every single night.
I can't believe it's already over. Too late to talk and fix whatever's broken. I always thought love like ours would last. I never knew love could pass. Tomorrow comes and you are not around. Feels uneasy. Oh, Emily, when did you fall right out of love? Oh, Emily, when did the magic stop for us? Oh, but Emily, you are the part of me I feel. It will kill me when you leave and close my door. Who said it'd be easy to be in love? Who said that the sun would always shine? I'm not sure you realize what you are giving up. When did you fall right out of love? Oh, Emily, when did the magic stop for us? Oh, Emily, when did you fall right out of love? Oh, Emily, when did the magic stop for us? Oh, but Emily, you are the part of me I feel. It will kill me when you leave and close my door. Oh, Emily. Oh, but Emily, you are the part of me I feel. It will kill me when you leave and close my door.
So throughout the rest of the video, you might notice just random balloons all over the floor. My kids have, I guess, never really learned how to blow up a balloon, and on this day, they learned. And not only do they know how to blow them up now, they know how to tie them. So that was a fun little craft for them throughout the day, and now there are balloons all over my house. But my kids actually really play with them and enjoy them, so I don't mind it at all. I just kind of let them float around wherever they want to.
You got me dancing in your storm, burning everything we know, dressing up as firefighters. You got me dancing in your storm, looking like a breeze, but really you're a forest fire. You got me feeling uncomplicated. Whatever happens is meant for us. Rushing into all the situations. Whatever happened, we came there first.
If you guys missed my last cleaning video, you should definitely go watch it after you're done watching this. I think it was the most epic before and after shots that I have ever gotten. I thought it was just a good video in general and super motivating to tackle an area of your home that maybe feels beyond overwhelming, because that's how it felt for me. So I will link it in the description box below. You guys should check it out if you haven't yet. Mark was about to go out in the garage and work out. I like that hip action he just had. But anyways, he has been so consistent with his workouts, and I've been trying so hard to get out there with him. And I have a lot of nights, but I have taken the past few nights off because I've just really been trying to work and film and get videos out for you guys, and just honestly try to stay on top of filming and keeping my house clean, because that is not only a responsibility that I want to take seriously as a mom and a wife, but as a YouTuber and as a way to connect with you guys too. So I hope y'all know I do take this so seriously. It's not just a flippant job for me or a job that I don't care about. It's one that I want to give my all to, and I want you guys to know that I'm absolutely here for you in every way. The messages that I get on Instagram are just so sweet. Y'all saying that you feel like I'm a friend and that you wish that we knew each other in real life, because that's how I feel too. And as much as you guys get to see me and my life, I wish that I could see all of you and your lives too. But just know that you are so cared for and loved and appreciated by me.
Dancing in your storm, looking like a breeze, but really you're a forest fire. Looking like a breeze, but really you're a forest fire. Looking like a breeze, but really you're a forest fire. Looking like a breeze, but really you're a forest fire. Looking like a breeze, but really you're a forest fire. My mind's accelerating when I'm thinking about the good times that we had. My friend said you were overrated. I always told them they couldn't understand the things you did to me. You showed me what it's like to fall in love.
I don't really show my living room much on my channel anymore, just because I feel like my heart has just fully checked out of this couch. I'm so tired of picking up all the cushions and the feathers. Somebody mentioned once that when I get rid of it, I'm going to have to add more squats to my workout, because I've been down all the time to pick up feathers, which is absolutely true. There's really no part of me that's going to miss this couch, except it is pretty just to look at. But when I think about everything that comes from it, I don't love it at all. But anyways, I did want to straighten it up just because these cushions get beaten up on all the time. I'm starting to already have talks with my kids about our next couch, and just we're not going to have food on it, and I don't want them to be standing on it, and we'll see how long it lasts. But I do feel so serious about it. Not that they abuse this couch, it just easily falls apart. But I do like to get it tidied up from time to time, even though I have mentally checked out of this couch.
Fall in love. Only you could set me free. I didn't think that I could ever get enough. You know it can be frustrating that it couldn't be the two of us, and it kinda feels like wasting something that was good right from the start. Let me tell you that I still wanna hold you, hold you, hold.
I just wanted to add this as we're getting to the end of this video. First of all, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching my videos and for always being here for me and supporting me and encouraging me. I couldn't have asked for a better YouTube family, and I will say that every single video. Honestly, it is just the truth. But I also want to encourage y'all, and I'm sure so many of y'all do it too, but if there are other YouTubers that you love and appreciate, let them know it. Leave them an encouraging comment. Make sure you like their videos, share their videos, and just send them an encouraging message on Instagram too, because you guys will never know what that means to us. And I hope that as much as we bring y'all motivation and encouragement, you know that you do the exact same for us. And we wouldn't be who we are today without y'all. So I love you guys so much, and I will see y'all next time.